Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live show. Yay! It's super exciting. I'm super excited to be here. Uh, I'm I'm just gonna quickly view this video, okay, on my channel just so I know the audio is working. But I'm really excited to be here. I just tweeted out that the live show has officially started. It's going to be really exciting, and I'm really excited to start talking about a faux love story. So, I want to make sure, yes, you can see my little mic here over here. Hello. Um, very, very exciting. Yes, here over here. Cool. It works. um, No, yeah, today we're going to be talking about a faux love story for our Asians Under a Typhoon book club book. Yep. And I'm really excited because I'm actually listening to it right now. Not great. I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I leave everything to the last minute, you know? Just listening, reading, I don't know, it's always so last minute. I'm still listening to a faux love story, but I'm really close. I'm actually pretty much at the end already. So I already know what my review is going to be, so which is great because with what was it with Descendant of the Crane? I had no idea. I didn't even finish Descendant of the Crane. I finished it like 2 weeks after the live show, and I was like, I could not believe myself. But other than that, it's super exciting. I'm super excited to to talk to you guys about this first off. And so let's get started. I am really glad that we kind of chose a faux love story for for May because I don't know. These past few months we've been doing like Descendant of the Crane, the Henna Wars, Pachinko, just very serious books. The Henna Wars is like fun, but it's also a little serious. I don't know. Don't know, but I enjoyed reading a faux love story. I had a lot of fun actually. I gave this a wait 3.5. I'm giving this a 3.5, which is honestly pretty good. So far so good. I think the main reason as to why I'm giving this a 3.5 is pretty much primarily the fact that this is young adult, and I'm not saying young adult is bad. This is like a sweet young adult romance, and for me, I always feel about Romeo and Juliet sort of retellings, So it's like I don't really know how I felt about that. Obviously, they don't die, because it's a modern retelling about it, and they end up together. But I felt like 3.5 was enough for me. Like I was okay giving it 3.5. I mean, it was good. I would recommend it to people for sure. But for me, you know, it was just good. Nothing too special about a faux love story. So that's kind of my reasoning. But I did enjoy reading this. It was cute. It was really nice. And I mean, I don't know, but I actually had a fun time. I did enjoy Lin and Bao and their kind of blooming romance, and the fact that, they really kind of discover the fact that why are they enemies? Why? So I just thought it was so cute, them being together and just them kind of I think it was the sneaking around that I found really interesting. Obviously, it wasn't like sneaking around, but it was cute. They were cute. They were cute. um, yeah, but I had actually a very interesting time reading it. This is also the very first book that I'm reading super fast. I'm usually a 1.8. speed, but this one I'm reading at 2.2. I last night tried to read 2.4, but I think that was a little too fast for me. A little too fast. If you guys didn't know, I don't I'm actually not entirely sure. I don't know if Audible, but I'm trying to use more like indie books, and Libro FM does like you buy the books through the indie bookstore. So I bought a faux love story on Libro FM. This is kind of their their format, and if you go here, they have all of these so many different speeds. It's kind of crazy. I'm right there, as you can see. So it's really like it's interesting. I have had a few books already on there that I do need to read, and I also use Audible. But like, I like other than that, I am enjoying the the audiobook so far. 3.5 stars, as you guys know. I thought it was cute, you know. Um, I thought it was nice, and definitely felt that, for a romance, for kind of like a hate to love, because their family hate each other. So I thought it flowed well. It flowed well, you know. I really enjoyed um a faux love story. And just the development as well. And also there's always conflict. Some type of conflict between them. So their conflict was that their parents hated each other, but like in terms of, how do I say this? Their parents sort of liked each other in the past, their mothers, right? And so I felt like that was a little typical and honestly predictable. Sorry, but I really enjoyed it, even though it did seem a little predictable at times. Um, but the romance between Bao and Lin, I don't know, is Lin with an H, right? I think, yeah. Um, Other than that, I'm trying to like kind of multitask, and um, but what I've been doing is with like audiobooks, it's super hard to like do work and listen to audiobooks. So I actually had a really fun time kind of listening to a faux love story, because I, don't really read a lot of Vietnamese related books and their culture. Obviously, I created this book club to read more about Asian culture in general. So this was something, it was really good, and I really enjoyed it. It was really cute, fluffy, definitely, and very enjoyable. Um, I don't know. Like I feel like I don't really know how I feel about this, to be honest. Like, of course, I enjoyed it, and I did like their characters. But I just don't really know how I feel about it. Fully feel about it. Um, I think the main thing that I realized throughout reading this was primarily the story. Um, Story in terms of like I really enjoyed the talk about the food and kind of their culture, and then the family as well. I felt it was such a huge development to the story. I mean, they had to like, and not just like the, not just the like Bao's family and Lin's family becoming friends again, but kind of their individual family and their mindset, because of course families always have conflict, and the fact that it was really nice to see their individual families grow their mindsets as well, and the fact that they had to come to terms with themselves and their family and their past, and really just living in the US. So I thought this was pretty good. I really did like kind of the development of the story. So it was really nice to read, to listen to technically. But yeah, I had a good time. It was really cute. I feel like I I didn't really have any really foolproof complaints. Um yeah. Um Let me just, yeah. So I just updated my Goodreads review. I know obviously I should not be doing that right now, but I'm glad I am. So I do want to add a few things through this kind of like book, this live show talking about a fun love story. I loved the narration first off. I thought it was a really kind of a really nice addition to the story. Um, and I also felt that this is kind of also the first time I'm reading kind of a Vietnamese cultured book, kind of setting, and it's also really difficult because there definitely talks of like racism and death as well. So this kind of all around had really important topics to talk about, and family and everything. I thought it was just so nice that it kind of fit really well with each other, and that Loan Le, the author of A Full Love Story, kind of fit and tied everything in, and it was a great addition. So I really I had a fantastic time. And I think it was also really nice in the fact that although their families hated each other, um, you know that's the thing I feel with kind of these Romeo and Juliet setting books, is kind of the fact that in the end they have to come to terms with each other, and whether it's the couple themselves or the family, which I enjoyed kind of seeing both of them coming to terms with the fact that their families, you know they had to hide their whole thing from their families, but then they kind of like discovered the fact that they shouldn't hide anything. So I probably said a bunch of things when I could have shortened everything, but I did enjoy reading this. It was cute. It was nice. Um, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say. um, yeah, it was really nice and it was really cute. And I'm really glad that I think honestly, you guys picked a Fell Love story, because every month, obviously, after our live show, you guys kind of pick the next month's. book. So it was really, really exciting to kind of read, to really see the fact that you guys kind of wanted to read a fun love story and talk about it. It was so much fun. So I'm really glad that you guys are here. Obviously, we're here together talking about a fun love story. And it was so much fun. So much fun. And it was cute. And also the talk about kind of their career path as well, since they're actually the beginning of senior year. In the beginning of the book, they're literally talking about the SAT, and I took that my junior year, and I was like, oh my, wow, flashback. So it was really interesting to see how, as seniors, they're kind of picking their topics, and the fact that as Asian parents, they want their children to have better careers, high paying careers, doctors, uh, lawyers, etc. I don't know. And the fact that Lin wanted me to do something in art, and Bao didn't really know what he wanted to do. He like literally thought that the whole book, he not the whole book, I shouldn't say the whole book, but throughout the whole book, throughout the beginning. Also, I should say from beginning to middle of the book, he was just trying to discover what he really wanted to do. And when he finally discovers, that foolproof, okay, here's what I want to do, it was nice and like relatable. It was so relatable, especially for high schoolers, seniors, even. High schoolers, honestly, in general, juniors and seniors, I feel, because that's when you really have to focus on college and everything. So it was a really good tie-in in the fact that they're just becoming seniors. They want to talk about university, college, career, and Bao kind of didn't know what he wanted to do. So I really liked that teenage aspect to it, because this is young adult. This is for teens, young adult. So I thought that was just overall perfect addition to the story, and hearing about them talk about school and everything. Obviously not like school, but like it was cute. It was really no, it wasn't like cute. It was just a really, really nice addition. So I had a fantastic time and I loved it. It was just cute. It was cute, and it's definitely something that I would recommend. Especially it's not too. It didn't feel very long. This audiobook at my speed 2.2 was 4 minutes. Yes, 4 minutes. 4 hours. Um and if you put it at normal speed, it was like 6, 7, 8 hours. I have no idea. No idea. Not that long. It's really not that long. So I had a fantastic time. It was short, it's sweet, and kind of a light read as well. Light, but with hints of like really important topics as well. So I felt that it was a good addition. I felt like Loan La kind of tied everything in together perfectly, and that it wasn't forced. You know, there were definitely some parts where I was like, okay. I mean, there's always some parts of books that are just unnecessary, and of course, a fun love story definitely had it. But this one, there were things that kind of canceled it, had it tie in, you know. Um, but for me, I felt that it was short, sweet, kind of to the point. It's one of those Romeo and Juliet romances that are like are nice. They're nice. Yeah, but I'm glad. Also, this was my 100th book that I read this so far this year. So I just finished my Goodreads goal as well, which was really impressive. But that's me. That's me. But it was really nice and it was really sweet, and I had a fun time reading this. Yeah, and also I really, really, so I have it on my phone right now, but I really liked the cover. It's really simplistic as well. It's just the two of them holding cooking materials, cooking food, bowls, everything, and it's funny. Also, one of the things that I found funny is that they literally were across the street or something from each other, which was interesting. Like, I don't know. And their families kind of did the same thing. Their food style, of course they're Vietnamese, but like I thought they were going to be doing completely different things. Um and then there have their rivalry just be like between like a family conflict and not just food conflict wise. Do you get it? I don't know. But yeah, I thought, yeah, I am. One thing for sure is that for me, reading these books, especially with like the henna wars and everything, it's one of those books where you can, I feel, see the fact that of the upbringing. We all have so many different, so a variety of different upbringings, and seeing mine and then seeing Bao and Lynn's upbringing is so different, and it was really interesting. I can't speak today. Really interesting to see the family, their progression. So I really enjoyed the fact that we got a really good glimpse of their both families, and I'm really glad actually the fact that they had the different point of views, because I actually really enjoyed the fact that we got to see Bao's family, we got to see Lynn's family, and then hear about their developing romance between each other, between themselves. What Lynn thought of Bao, what Bao thought of Lynn, and their families, and how different as well the two families are. Um, so I'm really glad that we got to see all of that throughout the whole book. You know, um, but yeah, for me, it's just one of those feelings as to like there are definitely very good things, and then there are also just things that could have been better. You know, so yeah, I mean, I don't know how to say about it. You know, I feel that 3.5 was kind of like a just good rating for me, and that it was enough. And while this is definitely a nice book, definitely, which by the way, I wrote 3, let me put it to 4 because I like to up it a little higher, but I enjoyed it. I did. It was nice. It was cute. Um, as well, it's also something that it can be enjoyed by like all ages, if that makes sense. It's like it's got serious hint, but then I feel like the talk about like the food, the art as well, and honestly, so the food, the art, the talk of family, everything, all of these, they were really, really nice to read about, and I had just such a fun time talking about this book. Listening to this book was so much fun and so interesting because when they were talking in when they were talking in Vietnamese, I don't know. I'm bad at this. Cantonese, you know, when they were talking their native language, okay, so I don't embarrass myself. I'm already embarrassing myself, but when they were talking to each other, their incorporation of, not just only English, but their own language, it was really nice to hear that, hint of like Vietnamese. And then switching back to English because, my family constantly is like, Taiwanese, back to English, back to another language, and then this back to Taiwanese, and then back to English. And it's like so many. And I really liked kind of listening to how they switch languages. It's so accurate. It's so accurate in the fact that they were just constantly switching languages. I found that so funny. I honestly love that part. That was so, and I felt that like the parents, they were really interesting. They were really interesting in terms of like, I felt that, they had their strong points as parents. I feel that like with these types of parents in books, it's so, I don't know, difficult to like see why why they're nice, why they act like it. Um but for I think, I don't know. They're like their parents, I don't know. I was definitely like, uh I felt so bad for them because of their parents. It was like so difficult to read, to see, to listen to the fact that their parents were like on their relationship. I was like, I was feeling so bad for them the whole time. I was like, I kind of felt, I honestly felt really annoyed with their parents like the whole time. And obviously, everyone gets annoyed at parents all the time. But like, it just felt like, yeah, sometimes it was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But in the end, I felt like that was also my main problem, is the conflict between both families, Bao and Lin's family. Their conflict to me felt like it could have been better, it could have been more. And although, if we're coming from like, I don't know, a different point, yes, I'm glad that they resolved it. Their annoyance with each other, their hates towards each other, and the fact that they overcame the fact they resolved their issue. And obviously, I'm trying not to say their issue because I'm actually so close to being finished. I mean, I only had like a few chapters left, like a chapter or two left. I don't even know, but this issue, I don't know, didn't feel strong enough the way it was written and the way I was listening to it. I just felt like it could have been more, full, if that makes sense. So that's how I felt about it. Yeah. Um, I don't know what else to say about a full love story. I don't. But I do know that it was definitely very, very interesting, very good, and that I did have a lot of fun. Kind of reading it as well, you know, and kind of seeing these different perspectives. I mentioned this earlier, but I really did enjoy the perspective of the two separate perspectives of Lynn, and then of Bao. I felt like it fit perfectly when it came to just in general understanding how they both felt of each other, how they both came to resolve their own issues and their family issues. So I had a fun time just in general listening to that. So I had a fun time, but I think this live show is going to be short today because don't I'm not going to be doing live sprints. So this is going to be cut short, but I just want to say thank you guys seriously for coming. I feel like I got to talk about everything that I wanted to talk about with a fun love story. And, it was really interesting to really hear about um kind of the different topics with this book. It was very interesting, and I felt that it's nice to have a discussion. Though hopefully next live stream for April, we will have another guest, and that will be really exciting. So yeah, I really do hope that our live stream for June, oh my god, June already, will be more livelier. But thank you guys so much for coming. And if you guys didn't already subscribe, please do. I would really appreciate it. It would mean so much to me. We just hit 200 a few last week, 2 weeks ago. I have no idea, but it's all because of you guys. And we also changed I also changed, not we. I also changed my YouTube handle. It used to be Veronica Chen. It's now Honey Rosalia Reads, like my blog and everything, and my banner and everything. Goodreads, literally Instagram, Twitter, everything, pretty much. But thank you guys so much for coming, and stay tuned on Twitter, by the way, because I will be tweeting out our selection for next for June, and you guys are able to vote for our June live show book choice, and I'm really excited for that. I'm looking for something fun, so hopefully you guys pick great. And honestly, all the books that I always put on with our selections are always fantastic. A Fell Love Story was chosen. It's fantastic. I feel like every month it's always just such an amazing array of books. So thank you guys so much for coming, and I'll see you guys later this week for a new book video. So see